People come to Relationship Scotland with all sorts of difficulties. When they come to us, they're often hurt and angry, upset, sad, maybe feeling a sense of shame about what's happened in their relationship, maybe blaming each other for the difficulties they're currently experiencing. What counselling will do is to help them to have the conversations that they can't currently have, help them to understand where their relationship has gone wrong, and help them to find a way out of their current situation.
And for the first few years, your relationship, both in terms of communicating and feeling emotionally close as well as sexually intimate, was working very well. But about a year ago, something changed there. And that particularly affected your sexual relationship, is that?
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to talk about this?
It was just after Claire's first birthday, and I was in the...
Now, sexual difficulties can occur at any stage within a relationship. Sometimes it's about the physical difficulties of sex, maybe pain on intercourse or premature ejaculation or erectile problems. In which case, if it's one of the physical difficulties, we have a range of trained sex therapists who can help with those problems. But sometimes the sexual difficulty is more to do with the intimacy within the couple, about how close they feel to each other. If they're having difficulties not talking, not getting on, not feeling close, then maybe they don't feel like having sex.
So you tried to control the memories and get back to how things were before you had those memories, but actually you haven't been able to do that. I guess this is also quite difficult for you, Matt, hearing this.
I'm kind of angry that she hasn't said any of it to me before, that I haven't known about it. I'm hurt that she's kept this secret from me.
This is the sort of time when things like affairs happen, or people kind of feel that they're not being heard or listened to by their partner. They feel distant. They feel their partner maybe doesn't care about them, and that they wouldn't be bothered if they went off with someone else.
Be happy and...
The affair then isn't actually the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem that we might discover in counselling is that there's been more disruption within their intimacy, disruption about how close they feel to each other. And that can occur at any stage in a relationship. Maybe a new baby comes along. Maybe there are extra pressures at work. Maybe there are aged parents that need caring for. Maybe you just haven't got enough time for each other. Good relationships and good sexual relationships don't just happen. We have to work at them. We have to pay attention to each other. If that doesn't happen, then we can feel distant from each other. The couple we have just seen are dealing with a crisis in their relationship. We can now move on to look at what happens as a couple try to adjust to a major change in their lives.
I don't feel that he's there for me. I don't feel he's there for Lauren either.
Okay. Does that resonate with you, Fraser? Is that?
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's not really how I see things. I'm very busy with my job, and I always have been. And as far as I can see, apart from having a new baby in the house, not that much has changed.
The arrival of a new child, whether it's the first or the fourth, may cause a change in a couple's relationship. They can often struggle to balance the competing needs of their new family. They might be delighted to be parents, yet feel that they've lost themselves as a couple. Counselling can help them to explore the impact of the changes in their relationship and how they might negotiate a way through these changes, giving each other what they need in their new roles.
What I am wondering though is what your relationship was like before the baby came along, and just to give me some idea of how you did work as a couple.
I mean, we kind of expected things to be different, but not as heavy as they've become. We haven't been out together for months. One of the things that I've always loved about you is that you have a very artistic temperament, you are emotional, and I feel as if we were both like that, it would just be a volcano.
No, you're right. That's true. That's true. I don't know how to. I feel like it fitted before.
There's some tissues on the table there if you need them.
I don't disagree with you, sweetheart.
But it was when Dad died, and I just remember when you had to sort everything out, and I didn't have to do anything, and I didn't worry because you sorted everything out, and that was when I knew that's when we worked really well together. Because you couldn't be both like me, it would be crazy. But we couldn't both be like you either, because we'd never fix anything. And I want you to talk to me, and I want to have a conversation that doesn't end in you just stopping talking or shouting and heading out. And
But when I'm criticised for being the person that I am, what do you expect me to do? How could I behave any other way?
because I feel like we have to meet in the middle somewhere, and I'm not saying it's
Right.
just one-sided and all the compromises on your side. I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm happy to do that if I knew how.
But it's all, I suppose it's little steps moving in the right direction. It's not quite as quick as I would.
Yeah. Well, Fiona's mother has moved in semi-permanently, which has had its benefits and its downsides as well, but at least it's taken off a little bit of the pressure from you, I think.
It has, and I feel you can be proactively learning, take the opportunity to learn from my mum, I'm still, no, why are you scoffing, why? But she's there, she knows exactly what she's doing, so,
But you hear the way that she talks to me.
well,
As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to stay there if it helps. But I don't always enjoy her company, and I don't appreciate the way that she speaks to me, especially relating to Lauren and how I look after her.
I think you're
I'm
being
her father,
sensitive, I know
and she
that.
doesn't treat me as if I am.
I think you're being oversensitive. I don't think she means for a minute to make you feel excluded.
But she does. I mean, I can see from your mood that you're enjoying it, enjoying her being there and enjoying the support. But I'm still left out. I'm still, very much she takes over and does everything, so.
I think the support is good just now, and it's giving you the relief that you're both expressing. But my concern would be that if nothing changes when she goes, is it just going to drop back to where you found yourselves at the beginning of this?
Well, I'd like to see you start making some changes, us making some changes while she's still here. It's so easy for it to go the other way that I get more and more angry and frustrated because you're not talking, and that in turn, I'm right in saying, makes you want to talk even less.
Yeah.
So I get more wound up, you get more withdrawn.
But I'd like you to see that when that happens, it's my natural instinct is to maybe shy away from that a little bit, and I admit that I'm guilty of wanting to hide, because I find that I find it quite stressful. All I ask is that you see things from my point of view a little bit more, and don't expect the worst of me in every situation. And I'll try to understand what you need from me a little bit more and be a bit more accessible.
That's all I can ask, is that we can just be aware of how we can meet in the middle.
I think you've made some real progress in getting some time together. I think it's helped you both appreciate yourselves as a couple again, as well as just parents. I think we should acknowledge your mother's part in that. While she can provide some challenges, I think you're making the most of her help as well at the minute. And that's a decision that you've taken together, and it must have been quite a tough decision for you, Fraser. So again, it's a pat on the back, you know, being able to do that. But you've done really well. You've both given a lot.
Couples often come for counselling when they feel stuck about a particular issue. It might be something that they've talked about over a long period of time but cannot find any form of resolution to. It might be that they want different things from the relationship, or they might hold different viewpoints.
So commitment and lifelong commitment is really important to you.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how you're feeling hearing that.
Well, it's important for me to hear. Because it does feel that because we've got such, on this issue, opposite ideas of what we want as the way forward. And it has felt that, you know, I'm always to take your feelings into account. Whereas I often feel that you don't necessarily take mine into account.
The main issue we're having is that we have been together now for 7 years, happily, and really I really just feel it's time that we make a formal commitment, and I would very much like to have a civil partnership, but we're just not quite seeing eye to eye on that.
Until the civil partnership thing came up, there wasn't this. And it seems crazy that the one thing that's designed to show togetherness is actually the thing that's pushing us away.
We've been together a long time, we mean an awful lot to each other, but I'm excluded from quite a big part of June's life, and I just don't feel I have the status that I should have, that I see other friends of ours as couples that they have.
So I guess what I'm seeing here is that you're hearing Julia's struggle.
Yes.
But you are also struggling with your perception of how it's going to be with your family.
I find it very difficult to say, yes, let's do an official commitment, because my experiences of that, being in a family situation, but an unhappy one, weren't good.
Civil partnership or not civil partnership is about us. It's about us being adults and making our decisions for ourselves and valuing the other one more than anybody else. And there is nothing wrong with that. There are practical difficulties, but it's actually what we are owe each other. It's what we're worth. It's what we've earned.
So I'm picking up that you have a need to keep things the same as they are.
I do, yeah.
But you have a need to feel that things are moving on and that they can be trusted.
That atmosphere has not been how it's been in the 7 years that we've been together. And if we were to have a civil partnership, why would the way we have been be different? How, in the day-to-day, you know, the civil partnership and the having our friends together and celebrating us.
You're both really asking each other to commit, but you're fearful of the strength of your relationship enough. I wonder if that's what's behind this, that you're both fearful of the same thing, really. I wonder if you can view your relationship and what might be the way forward for you as a couple. I wonder what your couple view might be.
As we've seen, couples are the experts in their own relationships. Counselling can help them to have the conversations that they can't currently have, but counselling can't tell them what to do. That's for the couple themselves to decide.